In 2023, the global gambling industry generated record revenues. The total revenue of the gambling industry worldwide reached nearly $450 billion. Gambling is an addiction for some, a hobby for others. The money won from gambling can be very sweet to some people. But what about the loss? Hey everyone, today we're diving into the thrilling world of gambling. Now, gambling is often seen as a risky venture, but let's not forget the sheer fun and excitement it brings. Imagine the rush of adrenaline as you place your bets, the anticipation as the roulette wheel spins, or the cards are dealt. It's a form of entertainment that has captivated people for centuries. How much do you think people win from gambling? Does gambling disrupt family life? In gambling, the gain is big, the loss is bigger. Gambling isn't just about winning money, it's about the experience, the lights, the sounds, the social interactions. It's a sensory overload that can be incredibly exhilarating. Whether you're playing poker with friends or trying your luck at the slot machines, there's a unique thrill that comes with gambling. And remember, it's all about having fun. As they say, the casino always wins. So enjoy the ride and play responsibly. Did you know casinos are shrouded in mystery and glamour? But there are some lesser-known facts that might surprise you. Did you know that the first casino was established in Venice in 1638? It was called the Ridotto and was part of a theater. Casinos have come a long way since then, evolving into the grand establishments we see today. Here's a fun fact. The numbers on a roulette wheel add up to 666, often referred to as the number of the beast. Spooky, right? And speaking of roulette, did you know that the game was invented by accident? French mathematician Blaise Pascal was trying to create a perpetual motion machine and ended up inventing the roulette wheel instead. Surprising, isn't it? Another interesting tidbit is that the world's smallest casino is located in the back of a London cab. Yes, you heard that right. It has a gaming table, a dealer, and even a bar. Talk about taking the casino experience on the road. The stakes are high in casinos, and so is the security. Let's take a peek behind the curtains. When it comes to security, casinos are like fortresses. They employ some of the most advanced security measures to protect their assets and ensure fair play. One of the most surprising facts is the use of facial recognition technology. Cameras are everywhere, and they can identify known cheaters or banned individuals the moment they step inside. Ever feel like you're being watched? That's because you are, but in a good way. Casinos also have teams of highly trained security personnel who monitor the gaming floor and look for any suspicious activity. They use sophisticated software to track betting patterns and detect any anomalies. And let's not forget the undercover security agents who blend in with the crowd, keeping a close eye on everything. Another fascinating aspect is the use of RFID chips in casino tokens. These chips can be tracked, making it nearly impossible for anyone to steal or counterfeit them. So, the next time you're in a casino, remember that you're being watched, but in a good way. Gambling is a game of chance, and with that comes the inevitable wins and losses. It's important to remember that losing is part of the game. As the saying goes, the loser in gambling wins in love. So, if you find yourself on a losing streak, take it in stride and remember that it's all part of the experience. But what about winning? How does it feel to hit the jackpot? On the flip side, winning can be incredibly rewarding. There's nothing quite like the feeling of hitting the jackpot or winning a big hand in poker. But it's crucial to stay grounded and not let the wins get to your head. Gambling should always be about having fun, not making a living. Let's talk philosophy and gambling, two worlds you wouldn't expect to collide. Blaise Pascal, a French mathematician and philosopher, proposed a famous argument for belief in God based on the potential outcomes of belief versus non-belief. Essentially, Pascal argued that believing in God is a better bet because the potential gains, eternal happiness, far outweigh the potential losses, finite sacrifices, if God does not exist. Traditional apologetics began with proofs of the existence of God. Pascal instead starts from the human condition as a question which demands an answer. He compares human life to a man in a prison cell who does not know his fate and has only an hour to find it out, yet the hour is enough to effect a change in his fate. It is contrary to nature that the man should spend the hour not discovering his fate but playing cards. Similarly, the one certainty in human life is the inevitability of death. Thus, it is natural to seek the answer to the question of death. That question brings us to the most notorious idea in the Pensées, Pascal's wager. The text may well date from 1655, soon after Pascal had been working on the mathematics of gambling. The man in the prison cell is invited to gamble after all. to bet on the Christian faith because the outcome of a successful bet is eternal bliss, which far outweighs any worldly loss caused by renunciation. So, whether it's gambling at the casino or making the ultimate wager in life, it's all about weighing your odds. Let's dive deeper into one of the biggest psychological traps in the world of gambling, the gambler's fallacy. This concept is more than just a term. It's a mindset that has cost many gamblers their fortunes, time, and peace of mind. So, what exactly is it? The gambler's fallacy is a common but dangerous misconception in gambling. It's the belief that if something happens more frequently than normal during a given period, it's bound to happen less frequently in the future, or vice versa. Imagine you're at the roulette table. The ball has landed on red 5 times in a row. You start to think, surely black must be next. It feels like the universe is balancing the scales, right? Well, that's where you're wrong. Each spin of the roulette wheel is completely independent of the last. It doesn't care how many times it's landed on red or black before. It's just a new spin with the same odds as always. There's no due outcome. This fallacy plays tricks on the mind. You start believing that the universe owes you a win after a string of losses, or conversely, that you're invincible during a winning streak. But the harsh truth is, in games of chance, the past does not dictate the future. Every roll of the dice, every spin of the wheel, every flip of a card is a fresh start, untainted by what came before. Understanding the gambler's fallacy is crucial for anyone who steps foot in a casino. Recognizing that the odds remain the same no matter what has already happened can help you make more rational, less emotionally driven decisions. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, "it's due," or "my luck's about to change," stop for a moment. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that the only thing that's predictable about games of chance is their unpredictability. At the end of the day, knowledge is power, and in the casino, knowing when to walk away from this fallacy could be the key to keeping your wallet and your wits intact. Let's take a deep dive into the psychological heart of those high-stakes, nail-biting moments. Loss aversion. Have you ever noticed that losing $100 feels a lot worse than winning $100 feels good? That's because loss aversion is a powerful psychological phenomenon where the pain of losing is far more intense than the pleasure of winning. It's not just about the money. It's about how losses hit us on an emotional level. And here's the kicker. People are wired to avoid losses at all costs, even when the rational decision would be to cut their losses and walk away. In the world of gambling, loss aversion can lead to some irrational and often dangerous behavior. Picture this. You've been playing blackjack for hours. Your pile of chips is shrinking fast, but you tell yourself, just one more hand and I can win it all back. Sound familiar? This is where loss aversion kicks in. The more you lose, the more desperate you become to recover those losses, leading to bigger and riskier bets. Instead of walking away, many players dig themselves deeper, chasing the high of that comeback win that may never come. But here's the truth. The casino is counting on you to chase those losses. The house edge remains the same, and the odds are still stacked against you. So why do we keep playing? Because the thought of walking away with nothing feels unbearable, even if continuing to play only makes things worse. Recognizing loss aversion is crucial if you want to stay in control while gambling. Setting limits for yourself before you even place your first bet is key. Decide how much you're willing to lose and stick to it. The minute you find yourself chasing losses, take a step back and remember that the thrill of gambling should come with a sense of control, not desperation. At the end of the day, gambling should be about fun, not frustration. The key to truly enjoying the experience is knowing when to quit and understanding that every loss doesn't need to be fixed. In the casino, sometimes the best win is simply walking away before loss aversion takes over your decision-making. Speaking of chasing, let's dive into one of the most dangerous habits in gambling: loss chasing. Loss chasing goes hand in hand with loss aversion, but takes it to an even darker place. It's the behavior of trying to win back money that has already been lost by continuing to gamble, often with increasing desperation. Picture this. You've had a bad streak, and instead of cutting your losses, you double down, convinced that one big win will set everything right. But here's the harsh reality. More often than not, this mindset digs you deeper into the hole, leading to even bigger losses. This behavior creates a vicious cycle that's hard to break. The more you lose, the more you feel compelled to keep playing, telling yourself, "I can win it back." But every additional bet only adds to the pressure, and before you know it, you've lost more than you ever intended. You're not playing for fun anymore. You're playing to recover, and that's a dangerous game. Loss chasing is a hallmark of problem gambling, and it's one of the biggest red flags that your gambling habits might be spiraling out of control. This cycle can have devastating financial and emotional consequences, leading people to bet more than they can afford and pushing them further into debt or despair. The emotional toll of constantly chasing a loss can erode your confidence, relationships, and well-being. So, how do you break free from loss chasing? The first step is recognizing that you're caught in the trap. It's vital to set strict limits on how much you're willing to lose before you even start gambling. If you reach that limit, walk away, no matter how tempting it is to chase a win. And if you find yourself repeatedly chasing losses, it may be time to seek help. Whether through self-exclusion programs, counseling, or talking to a trusted friend, acknowledging the problem is the first step toward regaining control. In gambling, sometimes the smartest move you can make is knowing when to stop. Remember, the house always has the edge, and no amount of chasing will change that. It's not about the money you could win back. It's about making sure you don't lose even more than you already have. And there you have it, folks. We've journeyed through the exhilarating world of gambling, uncovering fascinating facts and diving deep into the psychology of why we gamble. From the rush of the game to the intricate security measures in casinos, and from the philosophical musings of Pascal's wager to the mathematical precision of the Monte Carlo simulation, we've covered a lot of ground. But before we wrap up, let's leave you with a few more surprising tidbits that might just make you see casinos in a whole new light. Casino air quality. Ever noticed how fresh the air feels in a casino? That's no accident. Many casinos pump in extra oxygen to keep players awake and alert. Some even use specific scents to create a pleasant atmosphere and subtly encourage longer play. It's all part of creating the perfect environment to keep you in the game. No clocks or windows. Have you ever wondered why you never see clocks or windows in a casino? It's by design. Casinos are masterfully crafted to make you lose track of time, creating a world where the only thing that matters is the next bet. By eliminating the distractions of the outside world, they ensure you stay immersed in the game for as long as possible. The largest casino in the world. The Venetian Macau in China holds the title of the largest casino in the world, with over 550,000 square feet of gaming space. It's a marvel of modern architecture and a testament to the global appeal of gambling. Walking through its vast halls is like stepping into a different world, one where the stakes are always high. High rollers. Let's talk about the high rollers, or as they're often called, whales. These are the players who bet large sums of money, often in the millions. Casinos pull out all the stops for these VIPs, offering them luxurious suites, private gaming rooms, and personal hosts. It's a world of opulence and exclusivity that most of us can only dream of. The psychology of color. Did you know that the colors used in casinos are chosen for a reason? Red, for example, is a common color because it's believed to stimulate excitement and energy. The entire design and layout of a casino are meticulously planned to create an environment that encourages gambling, right down to the colors on the walls. As we've seen, the world of gambling is full of surprises, from the smallest details to the grandest designs. It's a place where psychology, strategy, and entertainment all come together in a thrilling mix. Remember, while gambling can be an exciting and fun experience, it's essential to play responsibly. Set limits, know when to walk away, and most importantly, enjoy the ride. The world of gambling is vast and ever-changing, with something new to discover every time you play. Thank you for joining me on this adventure through the highs and lows of gambling. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting content. And as always, may the odds be ever in your favor.